Welcome back, Attack. Today we're going to do a top 10 multiplayer browser games. These are games that kind of fall in between the cracks of being called an MMORPG or an MMORTS within the browser context here. These are games of multitudes of genres. As long as they're multiplayer and as long as they're played in the browser, they're going to fit on this list. Oh, and of course they have to be exceptional. They have to be amazing, or else they wouldn't be a top 10 now, would it? So to start off our list, we have Game of Bombs, which is actually kind of interesting. It's kind of like a Bomberman MMO, and truly it's not as grandiose as saying it's like an MMO. It's not like you have these huge, giant open worlds, but you have these very large arenas where you are playing with a large amount of players. You can have different modes where you're playing cooperatively, or maybe even fighting against monsters, but the main dish here for me personally is the PvP, jumping in and spawning randomly within a world and just pretty much playing like Bomberman. Except the fun part about it is that instead of just being 4 people free-for-all or maybe 2v2 or something like that, you're all on your own versus the rest of the server. I actually like that you can have different customizations for your character. You can be different animals, like from My Little Pony to bats or whatever. There are different pickups like you would expect in Bomberman. And overall, from a browser game like you would expect, it's really easy to just jump in and play with your friends however you want to play, fight them, PvP, jump in, maybe make alliances in the PvP server, or hey, you could just, co-op. I'll admit it's a little bit hectic and it's kind of harsh on the pixel art, but overall I think it's a blast. So the next game on the list is Transform Ice, which is supposed to be a platforming MMO. You play as little mice, just trying to get some cheese. Now it sounds pretty simple. How can a platformer be an MMO? And if there ever is a guide on how to do it, it's definitely this game. Not only there's really like a plethora of different kind of mini games and different zones and different levels, but there's also the ability to create your own levels. Sometimes you're just a little lowly mouse. You're just trying to get the cheese with everyone else, and it's kind of just like a cluster, of just mayhem, guys. But sometimes you are the shaman and you are the guiding presence here. You can actually spawn items to help everyone else actually achieve the goal and get the cheese. You want this cheese because, well, it's kind of the point of the game, but it also gives you points so you can purchase things. All in all, I think the incentivization is really great in this game. It's just a lot of fun too, especially to get your friends in there. Laughs to be had for sure. Draw Something has been something that's been really close to me ever since I've been playing on OMG Pop. OMG Pop was an amazing site that hosted a lot of really awesome multiplayer browser games, and it's such a tragedy that site is gone now, but Draw Something came out of it, previously known as Draw My Thing. Draw Something is an incredible game. You can play it on mobile, and of course you can play it on the browser. Essentially, think charades, except you're just drawing things. It can get pretty wacky, it can get pretty silly, but it's definitely one of those games that it's so fun to play with a family, play with little cousins, little sisters, little brothers, girlfriends, rivals, enemies. Literally, you can just play with anybody. It really doesn't take any sort of time commitment whatsoever. It's just easy to jump in, go. That's why we love browser games, right? Just so we can play with everybody, and because it is rated E for everyone, it's really just wholesome fun for whoever you want to play with. And this game also, it kind of favors a little bit of randomness. It favors going out and playing with people that you know, as well as playing with complete strangers all in the same group. Lots of different viewpoints, people seeing the world differently, lots of different drawing styles, and then different levels of drawing skill. Everyone should try Draw Something at least once. Next up on the list, we have Free Fall Tournament, which I think is the best first-person shooter that you can play on the browser. Absolutely. I mean, considering that a lot of the competitive shooters, Quake Live, and then also there was Battlefield Heroes, can't even play those in the browser anymore. So Free Fall Tournament not only is picking up the slack, but it's actually shining. It's a really good, solid browser shooter. It's actually a solid shooter, period. It's got a lot of really interesting characters that you can unlock. The maps themselves are definitely really silly and very Unreal or Quake-esque. And with all the different pickups and especially all the different mechanics of all these heroes, there's actually a skill cap or skill ceiling to this game. There's lots of reasons not just to play it once and have fun, but to actually consistently play it and consistently have fun. And character and uniquity aside, there's really no other shooter that you're going to be able to play as quickly and get as much content as you can get as you would in Free Fall Tournament. Okay, so coming in halfway at the list, we have Adventure Time MOBA, which you can actually play on the Cartoon Network website. Adventure Time MOBA Battle Party is actually a pretty slick MOBA, I'm not gonna lie. It's better than a whole lot of even just downloaded MOBAs, let alone being based on the browser. It's actually got really sharp, colorful cartoon graphics. The character kits aren't completely dull at all. There's actually really interesting skins. I mean, sure, it's not like you're gonna have a plethora of maps and you're not gonna have a huge item shop of any kind. But overall, for a freaking browser MOBA, this is actually really deep. But what I really like about the game is that it's rated E so that you can play with anybody, and it's actually fun for adults and also children. Even MOBA veterans like me are coming to the game and playing it because it's just really silly, casual fun. Yeah, it's still actually a competent MOBA that runs really well for the browser. Coming up now is one of my favorite games of all time, to be honest, and it's really simple. It's a very, very basic concept here. It's just capture the flag with balls. It's Tag Pro. So this game actually has a really niche community. It's actually competitive. And what's so cool about this game is that it's really simple, right? You just jump into the game super quick. There's actually leaderboards, and there's really a lot of mechanical depth to this game and strategic. Deciding who's going to be the goalie, who are the midfielders, who's going to be the one that captures the flag. Learning all the different power-ups, from the bombs to the invincibility, the multi-directional boosters, the spikes, the switches that actually turn blocks different colors. There's a lot of life within these maps, and every match can be totally different. It's just really cool to see that a browser game can be experienced casually or competitively. And here we have Treasure Arena, which is a game that I recently found, and I can't believe I haven't found it sooner or discovered it sooner because it's actually really, really fun. So pretty much imagine a Zelda mixed with Realm of the Mad God and I guess put it into multiplayer arena battles. That's pretty much it. You go around and the goal is to collect gold coins. You can do this by slaying other players or the PvE elements like little different thieves and blobs and monsters and finding treasure chests and just free-for-all brawl all over the place. It's incredibly fun because you can choose between a thief, a mage, or a knight. Those characters not only have special abilities, but within the map, you can actually pick up different pickups. Bows, bombs, mage wands. The variety of maps, the variety of monsters, and the variety of characters, and all the different pickups. In between all of it, it makes every arena fight, well, just kind of hectic, but kind of fun. It absolutely epitomizes what a browser multiplayer game should be. Definitely check it out as soon as possible, right now. Next up on our list, we have Little War Game, which is actually not so little of a game. Sure, it looks pretty basic with its really cute pixel art, but the truth is that there's actually a lot to this game. Not only is there weekly tournaments, but it's truly a full-fledged RTS that's ever growing, ever expanding. Compounded by the fact that you can make your own maps. Yeah, you can actually have custom maps in this game. And Little War Game even gives you the tools to do so right in the browser. Not only that, but replays are fully functional and so is spectating. It really pays homage to a lot of the classic RTSs, and really it just kind of takes down the RTS genre, brings it down to its basic elements, and there you go. I think it's a great starter RTS for anybody to play, and even those who have played RTSs maybe want to jump in and play a browser component, a browser type RTS with some friends casually, or like I said, every week there is competitions. If you want to play it competitively, you can do that as well. And with its really fair netcode and actually pretty nice optimization, you're not going to have a problem whatsoever with Little War Game. And here's a game called Prismata, which isn't officially completely released yet, but you can go play the alpha demo in the browser right now, and I have word officially that they are trying to make the whole game completely available in the browser, though there is going to be a download component available as well. Prismata essentially looks like a card game, but it actually plays more like an RTS. It is turn-based, and it does use card graphics, but it plays very much like an RTS because you are building resources, and you are managing your resources and your army while you demolish the enemies. It lacks the mechanics of an RTS, true, micro and macroing, but you do have a faster played environment that's a lot more honest. You know, there's no fog of war to hide behind, there's no spying either. So actually coming up with counter strategies and true strategies is extremely important. Prismata looks like it's probably going to be competitive, and either way, it is a very difficult game with a high skill cap, but still, it's pretty awesome that it's going to be available in the browser for everyone to at least try. And our number one spot goes to Attack on Titan. This is a fan-made project that started out a while ago, back when Attack on Titan was really gaining momentum. It was a fun little single-player game that you could mess around with the 3D maneuver gear physics and, I don't know, kill titans. But now it is so much better. The graphics are actually really good. I would say on par with some maybe 3DS games. Its physics are absolutely, I don't know, off the wall. It's crazy how you can actually do tricks now. Acrobatic. Sometimes it's just fun, just kind of web-slinging around. Attack on Titan can go up to like 255 players, and you have some really insane modes like killing the Colossal Titan or even playing Titans yourself. Even team deathmatch modes. Really, this small, little fan-made game has become its own monster itself, its own titan of a game. Browser-based or not, regardless, this is one really unique game that absolutely everyone should try at least once. And it's cute. I know it's Attack on Titan and there's normally very adult-oriented subject there, but the graphics are really cute and chibi. There's lots of characters to play with, there's all sorts of different stats in between that. Really interesting maps, and of course the 3D maneuver gear is incredibly deep and a little bit complicated to use, but overall there's a ton of content in this game. It's super easy to jump into, and honestly it's kind of easy to get sucked into. So guys, that was it. That was our top 10 browser multiplayer games. I know we kind of skipped over MMORTSs, MMORPGs, you know, games like that. But hey, those could be separate lists. If you want to see those lists, give us a like and subscribe. And of course, go check out MMOATK.com for more. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you again later.
Did you like hearing Halo 1? Halo CE. The best Halo, as I like to call it. The most intuitive Halo.
I did not know this before the Master Chief Collection. I fucking hate Halo 1 with a living passion. What a bad fucking game. I mean, you play half the game, it's new levels. The second half of the game... Oh.
That was the loudest sound we ever recorded on this show.
Oh, I see it.
You broke it.